Here's an update. Do you remember the young black male, the family man, who had SWAT rush into his house? He was not the target of the investigation. They had the wrong home. They go into the house. He thinks they are robbing the place, trying to commit a burglary. So he starts shooting his gun. Nobody's injured. Once he realizes it's the police, he says, "I am sorry," puts down his weapon. They then decide to arrest him for attempted murder of a cop, okay? And they drop his baby. I mean, I'm not making this up. This is what happened. They dropped his child and then covered that up. We got an update to the story. The district attorney has decided to drop attempted murder charges against this man. Let's put up the family photo. Beautiful family, okay? Charges have been dropped against Corey Marioneaux. In an update on a story we covered, a black father will not face charges after he fired a shot at police officers that he mistook for intruders in his Florida home. That's according to the prosecutor. The office of the state attorney for the First Judicial Circuit of Florida announced last month that attempted murder charges brought against Corey Marioneaux had been dropped. Let me give you some background because this man lost some things in this process. The road to restoration was not easy, and we were on top of this from day one. We called for these charges to be dropped on day one. And many of you provided the legs that this story needed, okay? The road to restoration could be a rough and bumpy one for Marioneaux, who was placed on paid administrative leave by his employers, Navy Federal Credit Union, after he was arrested for the attempted murder of a police officer. According to news reports, Marioneaux's family and attorney said he was later fired. The family described Marioneaux as a licensed gun owner with no felony on his record, okay? He got fired over this incident. He did nothing wrong. The police did not have to charge him, but they decided to anyway. And then they charged him with attempted murder on a cop. Facts be damned. Let's just make up a false police report and say he tried to kill police officers. Let me remind you of the incident. This happened 5 a.m. February 3rd. Marioneaux fired one shot at a SWAT team member that entered his home, prompting a detective to return fire at Marioneaux. No one was injured by the gunfire. Marioneaux surrendered quickly and told officers he was sorry, but he was arrested for the attempted murder of a police officer, according to the news outlet. All right. Now, this is part of the reason why people don't like the police. This was a very simple thing. Remember, police officers are detectives, okay? They're supposed to be investigators. So you mean to tell me that we can figure this out, but you can't? That we understood what should have happened on day one, it took you all months to get around to this. An innocent individual has now lost his job, has had his reputation tarnished, and he was actually friendly to you all. This is a law-abiding citizen, a mentor in his community, and this happened to him. He was likely a person on your side, so to speak. You see, cops are creating the enemies against themselves. All right, let's put up the picture of the baby that the police dropped. Now this is just, during the incident, right? SWAT comes in, they damn near kill Mr. Marioneaux. He's not the guy they're looking for. There's a 1-year-old kid, that's the kid. The police decided to place the kid, right, in a patrol vehicle. The kid was severely injured after he fell out the car when an officer opened the door. The cops then tried to cover it up. The family has announced its plans to sue the Pensacola Police Department. They engaged in a systematic cover up, not only of Mr. Marioneaux, but his 1-year-old child. This is why we have to start thinking replacement of cops and not just reform. Alonzo, thoughts?
There is so much to unpack with this. First of all, let's thank God he's alive.
Yeah.
Okay, because you pulled a gun with the police there and they could have so easily opened fire on him.
Well, they did. They tried to kill him, they just missed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Killed, shot him. Yeah. The other thing is, and this is the hypocritical people, where are all those NRA type people who talk about, a good guy with a gun and protecting your home and all of that? Because that's what he did, right? He did exactly what they yell about all the time. He tried to protect his home with his gun. That's what they claim you should do, but obviously that doesn't apply to him because they're not getting involved in this. And again, and this is just like the other story we're talking about, right? Gross police misconduct, ridiculous police misconduct, attempted cover up, hurting a baby. It's going to be a giant settlement paid by the city and no penalty to these cops that did it. That's what happens in all of these cases. They're going to pay him a settlement and hopefully it covers his loss of income from losing his job, et cetera, et cetera. And you can't put a price on hurting a 1-year-old baby, but they're going to, and then they'll move on business as usual. And until this somehow hurts the police and the police departments involved financially, make them pay this. Like you were saying earlier, you have to have malpractice insurance. If a doctor makes this mistake, it's going to cost him personally. And his malpractice might say, we're not covering you anymore. We have to come up with some accountability and responsibility to these police departments.
Yeah, and you have to look at the laws and how laws have been created to protect one department or the industry of policing. It doesn't make sense what we have allowed to happen with policing in America. Qualified immunity was passed so that cops could have an immunity, could have protection when they decided to bash the head of a black person in during the civil rights movement. They wanted to be able to protect their homes, to protect their families, to protect income. And so this qualified immunity mess was something proposed as a way to protect them from prosecutions that may happen criminally or civilly. So that's the root of it. The root of it is racist and still is. It still is. You have not alleviated the DNA of why this whole qualified immunity was created in the first place.
Here's another thing I just don't get. In the age of GPS, how do they keep ending up in the wrong place?
Come on, man.
How come Siri can take me where I gotta go, and you're a police department and you end up at the wrong house? What?
You the whole damn police, right? And you keep going inside of the wrong person's apartment, the wrong person's home, and you got guns blazing, ready to kill somebody, and you're the police. Like that alone should be enough for a community to say, no, y'all got to get the hell up out of here. Y'all gotta go. We can't back the blue when y'all run it up in random people's houses that have nothing to do with the case. You know why you shouldn't back that pro-police community? Because that means they can run into your house. It's random. They got the wrong person. You can be the wrong person one day.